Now, I am bringing to you a guest which you have actually met before. This is Sally Prendergast. She is a digital marketing expert who specializes in the performing arts and dance studio industry space. She has had her own studio for 20 years, moved into digital marketing, absolutely is a marketing whiz, and really gets the nuances of what studio owners do because she's lived it, she's breathed it. Now, Sally was on episode 127 also, and that was a very different episode to this one. So if you're loving this one and you want to flick back and listen to her again, you can on episode 127, which is called Accelerate Your Studio Marketing. But today I am sharing this with you, this interview with Sally, because I've invited her back because she's a guest speaker at our upcoming event, which is Studio Biz Summit, happening on International Dance Day. And it is here to transform your studio business, really give you the connection and the support you need to grow and scale that studio that you really do deserve. And look, this is a real conversation about marketing. And I made a joke actually about it being, so sexy, but it can be, marketing can be super sexy, but it can also feel overwhelming. And what I love about Sally is that she simplifies things and she makes it so that you can truly understand it. Or if you're outsourcing, you can outsource with excellence. Understanding it is the key. So in this podcast today, she's going to be talking about what content to post to reach the 3 levels of your marketing funnel. She's going to be, touching on the surface here in this podcast episode, but she's going to be deep diving into that topic at Studio Biz Summit. So make sure you grab your tickets, everyone. It's $27. It's the cost of a pizza. Invest in yourself. That's what this is. This is an investment in you, okay, and your business. And tickets are available at josephinelancuba.com/summit. Link is in the description. Yada, yada, yada. You know the drill. Let's have a chat. Let's have a chat with the beautiful Sally Prendergast again on Studio Biz and all that jazz. Here we go. Hello and welcome to Studio Biz and all that jazz. I'm your performing arts business coach and host, Josephine Lancuba. This show is designed to bring you inspiration, information, and the instruments you need to create and grow the studio biz of your dreams. I will bring you a mix of solo episodes as well as interviews where I tap into the minds of industry experts. My career started as a performer over 2 decades ago. I later became a speaker, theatrical producer, and talent manager, as well as having a successful teaching career in singing, drama, and dance. 10 years into my professional journey, I became a mama of 2 and with a baby on my hip, opened up my very own performing arts studio. From hardship and humble beginnings to 4 studio locations and a multi-6-figure performing arts biz, I know how to attract students and keep them coming back for more. And in the show, I will share with you my experiences to help you thrive and fast-track your path to success. I know you have a spark inside of you with dreams and goals for the future. As your coach and mentor, I'm here to help you step into your limelight and be a cheerleader in your ear each and every week. So get ready to be entertained and inspired as we talk studio biz and all that jazz. Welcome, Sally Prendergast, to the show. Now, you've been with us before, but we are so excited to have you back.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here.
Now, I have you here today, as I mentioned in the intro, because of the Studio Biz Summit, and you are one of the guest expert speakers that is going to be there on International Dance Day, talking about what content to post to reach the 3 levels of your marketing funnel. Does that sound sexy or what?
Probably depends on how overwhelmed you are in your business right now. It's either sounds sexy or it sounds like that's something I don't need to know about.
Yeah, for sure. The thing about it is, and we can track back to all the background stuff. And by the way, everybody, I've asked these questions about Sally's background and whatnot in previous episodes. So make sure you scroll back to that. We're not going to deep dive in that today, but I do want to, and before I, introduce you to the world here, I do want to know, let's just tap into that, because people often bury their head in the sand. And like you said, it depends how overwhelmed you are, will depend if this topic sounds sexy or not. Now, I recently have been talking to my clients, and I've been talking about this for a long time, but marketing is often the piece of the puzzle that is missing in many studio businesses. Can you talk to that and tell us why you think that is?
Yeah, look, I think the biggest reason is marketing has changed. So 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, when I was a studio owner, we relied very heavily on word of mouth and newspaper ads. That's long gone. That's just not how it works anymore. So the reliance on digital marketing is now so key to growing any business, but especially a local business. The thing is, it's more than social media. It's more than just paid ads. It's more than Google search. There is so much involved, and it is changing so rapidly that I think it becomes hard to keep up with unless you're in a world where you're getting the information readily. So that's why I think that piece of the puzzle can be so overwhelming for studio owners. I often call studio owners the jack of all trade business owners. They're already doing so much across so many things that sometimes when I talk about something that I feel is fundamental, like content to reach the different levels of your marketing funnel, it's just like, nah, my brain has no room for that. Forget it. But what I really want to do is simplify it so that it makes sense and is easy to implement.
Yes, and this is key, because we simply can't bury our head in the sand. It's the sort of thing that if you feel overwhelmed by it and you're not getting to it, then you need someone in your team who is doing it. Like, if you're not it, somebody needs to be. Would you agree on that?
Well, yeah, someone needs to be doing it. So for me, I'm all about outsourcing. However, I'm all about you understanding it first as a business owner so that you can outsource it with excellence. So that's my favorite way to outsource, is once you understand it and you can write what I like to call the standard operating procedure, the SOP for your business, then you can hand it over to someone else. If you are just head buried in the sand, I don't want to know about it, you handle it, it won't be done well, and it won't be done according to the goals you want to reach for your business. So it ultimately is going to start with you. And then it's either training someone else to do it, hiring someone else to do it, or you understanding it so well that you can identify someone in your team who is aligned with the skills and the knowledge to do it.
This is interesting, because I just last week had a coaching client which I was chatting to, and she said she'd invested $1,500 in ads and didn't have any inquiries. And I said, right, I go, show me the ads, show me where it's pointing to. And I'm not a digital marketing expert, but I understand enough, because like you said, I've educated myself. So even when I outsource with excellence. I love what you said there, because I understand the metrics, I understand the data, I understand that if something's not working, maybe I don't know the right copy or the right image that's going to work, but I know to flag it and say, hey, this isn't working, we need to change it. So those sorts of conversations can happen with my digital marketer, because I outsource with excellence. So I actually looked on the back end, and, no wonder it wasn't converting. Like, it was directing to a landing page that didn't have an obvious opt-in. The imagery didn't align to the offer. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah. And I think with ads in particular, there are so many points where it can go wrong. So I all the time talk to dance studios owners who say, I've tried Facebook ads, it didn't work. And for me, that's like, well, which part of it didn't work? Because there are so many parts that could break it or mean you don't get the results you want. So whilst I'm all about demystifying digital marketing, it's also really important to know that there is a lot to it, which is why I love the idea of outsourcing with excellence, because you want to get results. You don't want to be spending $1,500 on ads and not getting a return for it. The return on your ad spend, like traditionally the benchmark for a return on ad spend is 4 to 1. So if you're investing $100, you really want to be making 400. That's the benchmark. And in terms of my clients, that's what I want to aim for.
I like that 4 to 1. That's a good one. Thank you. I think as well, you know, once we did those tweaks, she then went to, she had someone in her office doing it, but ended up outsourcing to someone else for the same price. And, you know, making those tweaks on the website and the landing page. And then within a week, they had 6 trials booked. So, you know, and they didn't feel good. They felt like a bit silly. And I'm like, you don't need to feel silly. I mean, you must come across that when people say like, oh, I've been doing business for like 20 years and how could I be so foolish? Like, and that breaks my heart a little bit as a coach because I don't want people to feel that way. What do you say when I'm sure that you've come across people that say, oh, I can't believe I've been wasting so much money, or how did I not see this before?
Yeah, look, so normal. And I've always said mindset is 50% of business. So showing yourself self-compassion, understanding is really important, but it's also really important to know that you are going to mess it up so many times before you get it right. That's how it works. That's how business and entrepreneurship works. You have got to put in the reps to get stronger at something. So trying at something once and failing, that's 1 rep. If you think about it, a student who's learning a pirouette, if they gave up after 1 try, you'd be like, are you crazy? Like, this is going to take many times of you failing before you get it right. The same goes for every aspect of business, right? It's the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm very much, I also, as a digital marketing expert who does this full time, mess it up pretty regularly. But testing and trying is part of the game, right? And I actually think it's part of the game, again, in most aspects of business.
Now, for those that don't know you and haven't listened to us speak before and you know, they haven't yet got their ticket to the summit, P.S., go get your ticket to Studio Biz Summit. You are going to get such great value for the day. I would love you to tell everyone just a little bit about yourself and how you came into this digital marketing space, specifically for studio owners.
Yeah, sure. So firstly, can I say I'm pumped about the summit? Like, the speakers that you have coming, I'm so excited. Just an amazing lineup. But me personally, digital marketing. So I was a studio owner for about 20 years. And then I worked in wholesale dance costumes for a while. And then I had a dance studio coming into COVID and I closed it. And I had an opportunity at that point. Once everything started reopening, do I fight back with this business or do I pivot to something else? And I have always loved the marketing angle of my business. And in the couple of years prior to COVID coming along, I had won some business awards for marketing innovation and sales and service. And I went, that's the stuff I love. I actually love the marketing element. So COVID was kind of an opportunity, like, what lane do I choose? And I went with marketing and I went, actually, this is what I'm now feeling passionate about. And so from there, full-time went into marketing. And so have been doing it for about 5 years full-time, but always loved that part of business prior to going into it full-time. And so initially when I started doing digital marketing, I did it for anyone and everyone, the local coffee shop, the local caravan park, literally everyone. But though that first year was some of my best training ground in terms of how do ads work? How does Meta work? How does Business Manager work? How does Ads Manager work? How do Google Ads work? Like, really understanding the nuances across multiple businesses. And then I had a couple of friends who own dance studios coming to me asking about the same thing. And I went, oh, you know what? This is the niche I love and that I know about. And I understand how the seasons work. And I understand how every business, even though it's in the same niche, is completely different, depending on where it is, who it serves, what it offers. So I went, I don't know that dance studio owners have many people to turn to in this space who understand their industry. And I realized from my own experience as a studio owner, hiring coaches, hiring marketing agencies, my results were never great because they didn't understand the industry. So I've really lent into dance studios and marketing for dance studios because I want to be the person I wish I had access to as a studio owner, but also I love the industry and I want to support studios to spread the word about dance and the benefits of dance.
I love that. And it's great to see that you've got such a history in actually operating what you're supporting people to do, because often digital marketers don't actually come from our space. And so, you know, I mean, obviously marketing is marketing, but there are definitely the nuances and understanding who the customer is and understanding, you know, who you're speaking to, because sometimes it depends on the studio, right? You could be speaking to two totally different people. You know, there's the parent versus the student, or et cetera, et cetera. So I do find that quite interesting. Now, when you talk at this summit, Studio Biz Summit, you will be talking about the content to post to reach the 3 levels of your marketing funnel. Now, obviously, you can't deep dive in this quick podcast episode the way you will at the summit. If you don't have a ticket, check the link in bio, whatever it's called, check the description. I went into Instagram mode there, link in bio. But what I would say is, if you had to give us an overview of the people listening here at home today, what are the 3 levels of your marketing funnel? What does that even mean, Sally?
Yeah, so there are many areas where people can improve their social media presence, but one of the things I see most dance studios doing is posting content that is essentially buy my stuff, book up, book now, sign up, book a trial, come in, sign up, book now. It's all about them and booking in with them. The problem is that only addresses what we call your hot audience, the people who are ready to buy. The majority of your audience, they're higher up in a funnel. So the top of your funnel are people who potentially don't even know that dance is a great solution for their kids. So you want content that says dance is great for confidence building. Dance is great for getting kids school ready, so preschool kids ready for school. Dance is great for growing the brain in different ways. You want that kind of content to educate people about the benefits of dance. Then in the middle of funnel, you've probably got people who understand dance, but don't know a lot about you. So then you're like, well, what we do to improve confidence in our students is ABC. What we do to encourage our preschool kids to get the most out of dance is ABC. And then as people get to know, like, and trust you, good old marketing term, you can funnel them down into your hot audience. And that's the content that says, book now, sign up, special offer, free trial class. So it's understanding what to post, when to post, how often to post for those 3 levels of your marketing funnel.
And do you think, well, I know for a fact, some people, even from the word funnel, may be confused. Can you explain what you mean, even just by the word funnel?
Yeah, sure. So funnel's used in a few different ways. So you have a marketing funnel, a sales funnel, and sometimes we use the word funnel to talk about the literal digital places you send someone. So you send them to a landing page that funnels them into a sales page, etc. But what I'm talking about is, if you think about a funnel, it's wide at the top, narrow at the bottom. So most people are in the top, and most of your content should be addressing those people at the top. And slowly and surely with your content, you're funneling them down to create a customer. So that's what your funnel is. Your marketing funnel is grabbing people who don't know about dance, bringing them through, again, the start of what we call the customer's journey, another marketing term, and then bringing them down into a sale and then a raving fan of your business. That's how your funnel works. And it goes over and over and over, getting new people into your world.
How long do you think it takes a studio owner to adapt to this funneling process in their business? Like, if they've just been doing, like, you know, the typical generic post, which is, we do tap, ballet and jazz and singing and drama. Book now for a free trial.
Yep. Standard.
So that's
standard
pretty
issue.
much standard, would you say, that you're seeing amongst the general market? You know, how can they then, how long would it take them to then progress into this new way of thinking, do you think? Is it simple, or is it something complex, would you say?
So it's a little bit of how long's a piece of string. It really depends on how much in your business you're doing already. So if like I mentioned at the start of this episode, if me just talking about this is creating your brain explosion, you probably don't have capacity to be doing it right now. But if you've got someone who's a really good writer in your team, if you've got someone who's very good storyteller in your team, it won't take long for you to be creating one post a week that's about educating your audience on the benefits of dance. So it's about thinking about your customer first rather than your business first. And this is the other thing I see in content a lot. It's we, I, us. You know, we have great purpose-built studios. We have air conditioning. We have plenty of parking. And then you go, but hang on, what's in it for the people you want to spend money with you? So making more of your content about them, about their wants, about how to solve their problems, about their dream outcome.
But you can still talk about those benefits, right? Like as in, hey, we have air conditioning in North Queensland, which is totally hot, so you want air conditioning. But then I think and correct me if I'm wrong, you're saying you can talk about the air conditioning, but then it's about, but why is the air conditioning beneficial for your child? So it's not just, we have air conditioning.
Yeah. The air conditioning is a feature. What's the benefit? So we have air conditioning, which means your child will never miss a day of dance, or your child will never be affected by heat because we have regulated temperature in our studios. So it's about what's in it for them. And that is the key question with all of your content, whether it's organic content on socials, paid advertising. The question that you want to be asking is, what's in it for them? That's key.
I think people would think that people assume that they know the benefit. So we all know like, okay, you have air conditioning, which keeps you cool, right? I'm just using this as an example because it's basic.
Yep.
So everyone would go, well, I don't need to talk about the benefit of air conditioning because everybody knows the benefit of air conditioning, and there's an assumption there. But would you say there is a power in actually relaying the benefit out loud, in writing, verbally, on video, whatever the format, that there's a power in just reiterating that benefit?
100%. And words read as they're written. So if your words say, we have air conditioning, we have plenty of parking, subconsciously, the person reading that doesn't see themselves in that picture. Whereas if you say, our air conditioning means you have a comfortable experience, all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'll be comfortable there. Oh, it's about me. So it's the subtle change in the way you write your captions, your copy, your content, where you're making your customer see themselves in your business. So that's the small change. And the assumption that if I talk about what I have, then they'll understand, you're not hitting the subconscious. And there's a whole sales psychology masterclass around this, but you want to make sure that they can see themselves in your business and reaping the benefits of your features.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, tell us, because, you know, you are one of the 6 speakers at Studio Biz Summit, which again, everyone is happening this International Dance Day. It's $27. This is a no-brainer. This is about bringing community together, and you know, everyone will also get a copy of your recording and all of the speakers as well that books in to attend. Obviously, we encourage live attendance, but you know, it's such a benefit to have that as well as a resource, that recording. What can people expect from you in your session? Like, what will they actually experience when they sit in a masterclass with Sally Prendergast?
So I'm always trying to make things accessible and understandable. Small, easy to action items that you can take away and improve your marketing right now. That's really what I want to deliver when I do something like this. But can I say, for $27, that's a pizza? That's nothing. It's literally nothing. And the fact that you get the recordings for free, it's beyond a no-brainer. Like, you're not paying for accommodation, you're not paying for flights, you're getting access to 6 incredible women who are going to give you knowledge to improve your business. $27 for a pizza, essentially. Crazy. But yeah, for me, it's about giving easy, actionable items for people to take away and improve their business right now.
And Are those actionable items something that they can do themselves or hand over to team, or what do you think in relation to, for those that might feel overwhelmed by the concept of it, you know?
Yeah, for sure. So the actionable items will be dependent on where you are in your business and how you're feeling about where you are in your business. But what I will say is that I'm always big on giving resources, and I'm always big on being available should people have questions. So anything is, in the words of Marie Forleo, figure it outable. You can figure it out, and I'm here to help people do that.
I couldn't log into my Zoom this morning because I totally forgot that I changed the email and the password and all the bits, and I was like, oh no, and I rang my assistant. I'm like tapping at the screen, no working, and then I went, I'll just change the password. That's right, I can do that. It's figure outable, hey.
Exactly.
One would think getting into your Zoom account was rocket science around here, but anyway, that's another story. And then I had the bloody microphone technical issue. I'm having technical issues today, Sally. It's one of those days.
Yeah, but listen, technology only works when you don't need it to, right?
That's right. And look, it's all figure outable, absolutely. Look, you did mention that there'll be a Q&A as well at the end of your session. I think that's really important for those that participate live. I think feel free to come in and actually ask us live right there on the spot to troubleshoot something specific in your business. There's nothing too big or small. Sometimes I feel like when people ask those questions, they might feel embarrassed, but I think it's a really powerful tool because someone will be listening or watching back or whatever that was probably feeling the exact same way or had the exact same question. So make sure you do bring those questions to the session. Well, everyone, that is Sally Prendergast. She will be one of our speakers at Studio Biz Summit. The link is in the description of the show. It's josephinelancuba.com/summit. Thank you so much, Sally, for being on this little pop-up episode, All Things Summit.
No worries. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone at the summit on April 29th for the price of a pizza. Book your tickets now.
This episode was brought to you by my signature group coaching program, Studio Biz Success, an amazing and accessible online educational platform for performing arts studio owners designed to help you grow your business with confidence and get your results. Check it out at josephinelancuba.com along with other great industry resources to help you leap into the studio biz you deserve. If you love this episode, be sure to share it with your friends. You can tag me on social media at Josephine Lancuba and give it a review. Your support helps the show to grow so I can continue to provide you with useful, informative content. I'm Josephine Lancuba, your biggest cheerleader. Thanks for listening and shine bright.